Hey everybody, you're listening to Crystal here with the Plant Pusher podcast. And what's really, really exciting is that we're here with you to always talk about all things plants, colors, textures, shapes, their impacts on your life. I love working with plants. I love introducing you to new plants. And here at Plant Pusher, that's what I do. I push you straight to the plants. Hey everybody, this is Crystal and I'm here with you and you are listening to the Plant Pusher. I am so excited today to talk to you guys about two very popular plant-based options that everybody loves. You guys know what they are, sea moss and bladderwrack. I know you see it everywhere. You see it in a drink. You see it online. You see people talking about it. I personally love them both, but we're going to talk a little bit about them, the benefits. So sea moss is amazing. There are several varieties. You have, Irish moss. I personally love Jamaican wild Irish moss. It's one of my favorites. What I love is the texture, grows on top of the ocean, beautifully, freshly harvested. But sea moss has a little salt on it, so you want to rinse that off. I tell everybody there are 3 basic steps. You're going to rinse, you're going to soak, and you're going to blend. But what's most important before you ever get to those steps is that you realize that this plant is just good for your being. It's packed with nutrients. In the Western diet, we're missing some things we need, like proper nutrients and minerals. But here comes sea moss, filled with all of these nutrients that you need, 102 for your daily intake, and people love it. You've seen the talk. You've seen people talk about the gel and what they like. So for me personally, with the raw moss, I rinse mine, and I usually will rinse it with spring water and then soak it for almost 24 hours. And I like to, squeeze fresh lime over it. But more than anything, I love the energy it gives me. So I tell people all the time, like with sea moss, don't take it when it's time to go to bed, honey, because one thing you won't be doing, you won't be sleeping. Okay. It gives you a kick in the pants. And I really enjoy that. But there have been many cultures for years who've used sea moss in beautiful ways. And it's become this beautiful, new hip thing to try for the last few years, but it's here to stay. It's not a trend. It's a lifestyle. And sea moss is really awesome. So whether you want to add fruit in it or whether you want to add anything else you desire to make it your energy and nutrient dense shot of choice by day, you have options. And bladderwrack is very similar. Many people take them together, so rinsing them and soaking them, toasting them. I have clients that eat them like chips, y'all. They literally rinse them, soak it in water, and then after they rinse it and soak it, they bake it into a chip. So a lot of people like sea moss gel, but I've met a lot of beautiful people that really love sea moss chips. So it's an option. As people, as we take care of our being, we want to be kind to our entire being, from our joints to our digestive tract, our immune boosting benefits. And sea moss has been linked to doing those things for all of your well-being. And so a lot of people have found that it gives them the energy they need. A lot of men have seen that it gives them more stamina when it comes to adult time with their partners. And so it's really important to me that people know that you can get all this dopeness with plants. So I'll tell you, for me personally, I love wild sea moss. I don't want it farm raised. I don't want it treated with other colorants. I like it wild harvested. I like mine with natural sea salt, not any type of table salt that somebody may have decided to sprinkle in their package. I like things raw and uncut. And so with sea moss, you have those benefits when choosing wild harvested sea moss. So be aware, there are a lot of dupes out there. Double check your source. Be good to the earth and ensure that you're getting some that is being sustainably harvested and that you're getting it from a natural source. But then when you get the 1-2 kick of bladderwrack, listen, I love bladderwrack. I love the nutrients. I love the earthiness of it. And it also has been good to my well-being, quite frankly. So I have a lot of people that come and they talk to me about things they want to improve on their digestive system, or they want to work on lowering their blood pressure. They're looking for plants that can give them that extra support. Hey, do your research. Let's find you something great for your being. And I believe that the relationship between sea moss and bladderwrack are here to stay. But it tells you that we've got to be good to our ocean because it's being good to us. It's giving us things we need to take care of our well-being. So whether you're a person that enjoys eating, your seaweed chips, you enjoy sea moss, or if you enjoy bladderwrack or other beautiful things from the sea, it's important that we get it where it's sustainably sourced. That's important to me personally. And y'all, this week I made the most amazing bar from Bladderwrack. It's called Under the Sea. And what was so fun was that I wanted people to have a rich experience using plants and the exfoliation of the Bladderwrack, but also it smells like just a destination for your favorite vacation. So I'm excited about that. But it was really fun to work with. I love the exfoliating properties that it had. I love the texture of it. And I really, really enjoyed working with it, even though it was a challenge, because I wanted to work to pull the color from it. And sometimes that can get a little interesting depending on what I'm working with for the week. But Bladderwrack definitely served its purpose and had a beautiful, very light ocean aroma to it. So it really was the gift that kept on giving this week when working with it. But I love plants as a whole. So that was one to keep giving. So a friend of mine said that he likes to take his sea moss in the morning, and then he does another shot of it at the end of his day because he wants to have a great time with his partner. And so a lot of men are turning to sea moss to give them the kick in the pants they desire with their partners and in life, both in energy for workouts and for time they want to spend with their partners. And so I really, really like that because not only is it a very clean way, fresh from nature to have that experience. And so what one of my friends does is he takes his sea moss, he takes the raw moss, he mixes it with some coconut water. He adds in his favorite plant-based milk alternative, like an oat milk or an almond milk to it, blends it with some vanilla, makes a beautiful drink with it. And I have to tell y'all, first of all, it tastes phenomenal. Okay. It tastes like a vanilla shake. I was blown away. There was not 1 ounce of sea in the cup that I could taste. And I didn't believe it was going to taste like ice cream, but it really did. And so that was really exciting. He was like, yeah, I drink this like once or twice a day. It's my go-to. It's what I use to really get my energy up and to keep me balanced and to replenish all the fuel that I'm, releasing every single day while working and doing other tasks. And so I really love that. I think that we have to remember to take time for ourselves and to replenish our cups. Because when you think about it in life, we're giving so much to other people, but nature has so much to give back to us. So whether it's walking on the beach, walking in a field on grass, walking around and allowing yourself to connect with nature while still taking in the beauty of its benefits is the gift that keeps on giving. So I'm excited about that because I was like, you know what? This definitely calls for a walk on the beach. I was the kid growing up that walked around and collected seaweed and seashells and sand from the beach. I loved it. I love the smell. I love the texture. But I never once thought that I would be taking in the plants from the sea and so impressed with what they do for my well-being. So I encourage everybody to take a minute to think about that and also to consider using sea moss in your diet because I'm the plant pusher. It's my job to push the best plants onto you. And for me, this one is definitely a go. Now I have another acquaintance that swears by blending it with apples and pineapple. And so that's her energy shot in the morning as well. And she said that she just kind of throws that in. She either drinks the shot straight or she mixes it in her smoothie or her coffee. And she said that she is like good to go. She said she never misses a beat. She enjoys it. It goes down easy. And also she said that she's, noticed that she's had some improved gut health with it, and that she feels lighter when she allows herself to take it in on a consistent basis. So if sea moss is your thing, it's definitely the thing to stock up on. I love it. Whether you take it in capsule, whether you take it in the raw form, get some sea moss on your table. You need this. Give to you with plants. It's the thing that does the most. So I also make another beautiful bar with sea moss. And I'll tell you that when the first time I worked with sea moss, it was a bit of a challenge. And that came really because the texture, once I soaked it, it turns into this beautiful gelatinous texture and you can blend it up and you'll get even more of that texture, which is just heavenly because it's really good for your being, but it's also good for your skin. So whether you have a sea moss mask, a sea moss smoothie, a sea moss shot in your coffee, you name it. It's beautiful on skin. So I make a bar from sea moss called Beach on Fleek. And what I love about that bar is, number one, you're definitely feeling the ocean vibes. Number two, the sea moss is in the bar and on the bar, but it creates this beautiful texture when you're washing your skin that is so smooth, not silky, but just smooth and moisture filled. And I really, really, really love that. So I'll say that for me, working with sea moss was a challenge initially because I had to really wrap my arms around the texture of it becoming more of a gel when wet. And so when you're creating with it, it takes a little patience. Give yourself a few extra minutes. But remember that this is a plant that has so many distinct abilities to be great. Don't limit what you can do with it. You know, I even saw where somebody made sea moss gummies, pop them in like a vitamin. And I was like, what? Gummies? Well, we all love a chewy snack. So a gummy as sea moss, I was blown away. One young lady mixed it with kiwi, took the sea moss itself, blended it up, added some beautiful natural colorant like some rich greens or turmeric to it, and added fresh apple juice, and it was just impeccable. And so I was like, now, you know what? If this is the way I had to go because I'm on the go, I'm traveling or something, and if I didn't have my raw moss with me, I would definitely consider sea moss gummies. So whether you're doing it to give yourself energy to spend time with your partner, or whether you're doing it to give your skin a healthy glow, sea moss is definitely a gift from the plant gods in my book, okay? Because I use it on my face as a mask. I wash with it. I ingest it. And I'm telling you, you're missing out. If you haven't tried it, don't hesitate. You can go online, look up a quadrillion recipes. They're all pretty much the same basic 3 steps. You know, the rinse, the soak, the blend. But sea moss and bladderwrack are definitely a couple that are going to be here for time to come, because in society, we've gotten so used to having things on the go that we forgot to put ourselves first with plants. And sea moss is here. Even in the pandemic, people heard about it, wondered about it. The price of it went through the roof. Thank goodness the pandemic is over, so prices have gone back down. So you can find some near you, around you, at a local supplier, health food store, online, you name it. But you've got to have that in your arsenal of wellness, because sea moss is worth every bit. And a little bit goes so far. So because you get to rinse it, soak it, and blend it, and it turns into a gel, it lasts. So make a little bit, ingest, wait, use the rest of it later when you have time. But it allows you to take your time with this beautiful, rich gift from the ocean that looks a lot like seaweed's cousin named calamari. I mean, it's usually purple or gold. They have green mosses. It comes in a rainbow of colors. But your basic moss reminds you of seaweed you saw on the beach when you've gone on a trip or grew up as a kid near the water. So it's really, really awesome. I hope that the next time you're out and about, you pick some up, you take a read, and consider grabbing some for yourself, because as a plant pusher, I just can't let a day go by without encouraging you to consider this beautiful plant for your well-being, because sea moss is it. I mean, I love it. Listen, the skin has got to glow, y'all. We've got to do it all with wellness from plants. And that's what I love so much about it. So grab you some sea moss. Decide whether you want it hot or whether you want it cold. But know that more than anything, you deserve the best from plants. And serve it up every day. Give it to your neighbor. Give it some to your kids. Share it with the community. You know, if somebody's got an allergy, ask in advance. Discuss it with your health practitioner. That way you can decide what's best from you, for you. But more than anything, introduce yourself to a dope new plant. So, spending this time with you today here at Plant Pusher has been everything to me. I want y'all to stay fly, stay ready, and stay willing and able to enjoy life with plants, because you deserve the best. And here at Plant Pusher, it's what I do. I push the best plants on to you. I can't wait till you listen to the next episode, and we're out. This show, Plant Pusher Podcast, is brought to you by Possibilities Podcast Platform. We appreciate you listening. Stay tuned. Your favorite episode is up next.